Hey, I'm Rob Adler, and welcome to Understanding Upstate, the podcast dedicated to exploring what makes upstate New York such a unique place. Each week, my co-host Jim Search and I dive into a new upstate topic to better understand what's up upstate. And this week, fire up that barbecue and crack open a Genny Cream Ale, because we are headed to Syracuse to check out Dinosaur BBQ.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Incredible.
I'm trying to give a little bit more energy to the intro. I feel like, we've read it so many times, 31 times each now.
Yeah. This is an even number. Approximately, because we talked about that before we got on.
Yeah, I know. I just said that. But look, the numbering is, we'll do a full episode on how we've numbered the episodes later.
Sure.
We'll paywall it. It'll be great.
I can't imagine people
additional
won't.
Content.
Yeah. Who wouldn't want to pay for that? I guess that's my better question. Who wouldn't pay for it?
Sure. Hey, you know what you don't have to pay for, though?
What's that?
It's to subscribe to our show, to rate it, or to review. It would be pretty weird if you had to pay to review our show. But hey, you know what? You don't have to. It's free. It helps us out a lot. Just send an episode to a friend. If you give us a 5-star rating, you can write us a review as well and throw in a suggestion for something you'd like us to cover or talk about, as long as it's located in upstate New York or comes from upstate New York. We've talked about people that are from upstate New York, but are not necessarily
right
located there. So I don't want to make that specific requirement. But look, you're smart. You can read between the lines and figure out what the show's about in those suggestions.
You know the vibes. Speaking of which,
true.
We do, in fact, have a new review.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
It's like,
great.
And this one this was December 21st, so this is like right at Christmas.
Yeah.
What a holiday gift. You know what I mean? I was very excited.
I was delighted to see it.
Botter15, thank you so much for writing in. Very, very awesome of you to do that. And I'm going to go ahead and read what you wrote as such.
Mm-hmm.
Botter found our podcast, their words, not mine, informative and funny.
Wow.
5 stars.
Both.
Yeah. I don't know what order that's in, but I do know that I'm willing to take...
It's probably informative and then funny.
You think informative first and then funny second?
I don't know. At least for myself.
Sure. I feel like, maybe 51-49 if we're going to go that route.
I like that. That works. I'm okay
nothing
with that.
in life is ever truly 50-50. 51-49, baby. Informative and funny. 5 stars. I first got put on to Understanding Upstate when I was searching for a podcast to listen to on a road trip with my girlfriend. The Wegmans episode was awesome, and I hadn't listened in a while, and I just got back into it with the It's a Wonderful Life Museum episode. I bursted out laughing in my car during so many points in that episode. Keep up the great work, guys. Man.
Hey, you know what? I'm happy to, Botter15.
Yep.
Happy to.
Yeah, nothing brings me more joy than bringing the gospel of upstate New York to the world. So
that's true.
Y'all are fucking with it, and that's what makes us happy here at Understanding Upstate.
There we go. Jim, I think that brings us to our beloved segment called Upstate Update. I did that really fast because we got a lot of goddamn updates that we got to get to.
Yeah, we got a couple, man. We got to get into this.
Yeah. First, this is a big one, and this came across the Understanding Upstate desk not too long ago, and it's going to harken back to our double-header Olympics episode that we did a couple months ago, but it's actually an update about the 2026 Olympics. So let's get right into it. This comes from Syracuse.com, who's provided so many articles for us in the past, and actually is not the first time or last time. Sorry, it is the first time. It's actually not the last time we're going to hear from them today. The article is Lake Placid officially named Plan B site for 2026 Winter Olympics. Let's continue. The Olympics may be returning to upstate New York. The The Adirondack Daily Enterprise reports Lake Placid has officially been named the Plan B site for the 2026 Winter Olympics sliding events, which includes the luge, bobsled, and skeleton. Italy is set to host the games, of course, but organizers warned last year that renovations to their 100-year-old sliding track at Cortina d'Ampezzo may not be completed in time due to cost overruns. The U.S. Olympic and Paralympic Committee put in a bid to host the bobsled, luge, and skeleton events at the Olympic Sports Complex at Mount Van Hoevenberg. Lake Placid previously, of course, hosted the Winter Olympics in 32 and 80. The latter featured Team USA's Miracle on Ice hockey victory, which, if you want to learn more about, you can listen to our episode about those Olympics, because we talked all about it.
Yep.
Lake Placid, located in the Adirondacks region, is an official U.S. Olympics training center that has undergone more than $500 million in renovations over the past 8 years. The site has been used in the recent years to host the FISU World University Games, Empire State Winter Games, and the World Cup ski jumping competition. Darcy Norfolk, the communications director for the Olympic Regional Development Authority, told the Times Union that the International Olympics Committee expects Cortana's renovations to be finished before the Winter Olympics in February 2026, but the IOC required a backup plan. Lake Placid beat out sliding centers in Switzerland and Austria to become the next option. The Winter Games are scheduled to take place February 6th to February 22nd, 2026 in the Italian cities of Milan and Cortana. So there you go.
That's huge.
Yeah, so book those Airbnbs now, guys. There's not a lot of places to stay. I'm already planning. If they have Winter Olympics back in the Adirondacks and it's just bobsledding, I'm going to be there.
Good.
I will drive. If I can't get a place to stay, I will drive up and drive back the same day.
Let's go.
We're doing it. We are doing
listen.
It.
I remember one time I was coming from the Finger Lakes for a friend's birthday, and my ride was we were coming back. And the driver looked back, the passenger looked back and goes, "Hey, would you be cool if we spent a night in Binghamton?" And I said, "Yes."
Sure.
Of course I would.
Easy question for Jim Search.
That is, you must be a lawyer because you are asking questions to which you already know the answer. And that is yes. So I say all that to say that if you want to drive through upstate New York, I'm with that. I love going to that motherfucker.
Oh,
It's a great little slice of heaven, baby.
Yeah.
Speaking of little slices of heaven, I had two upstate updates, but then I just realized in the 11th hour there's a third. And I haven't told you about it. I don't know if you know about it. So I'm gonna file this towards the end. So I'm gonna jump into the two that you see and the one that you didn't.
All right.
So Binghamton, New York, was on Jeopardy recently. It was in fact an answer.
Wow.
Yeah. Huge.
Wow.
I mean, it doesn't get better than this, and it has caused quite a bit of controversy. In the Facebook group that I was in, where I found this information. So the category was minor league baseball team geography.
Wow. Jim.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this, but I'm currently wearing a Binghamton Triplets hat. So
yeah.
I'm ready for this.
This is huge, right? Get ready, man. So the answer. The Rumble Ponies horse around in this SUNY city south of Syracuse, whose name should bing a bell.
What a fucking question.
And
it's like I wrote it from one of my stupid games.
Right. I was like, I mean, listen, at the end of the day, if you wanted to write questions for Jeopardy, submit it.
This is my reel, all 62 episodes. Just like, hey, listen to these.
Yeah. Check this shit out.
Yeah.
I'm here, man. And he'd probably make a good, like $200,000 a year or something. It's going to be you're going to make a criminal amount of money writing questions for game shows on television. Anyway, so then the contestant, and I watched the clip before we started recording. Mm-hmm. The contestant then goes, "What is Binghamton?"
Oh no!
and they gave her credit.
No, send that to the judges. What the?
No, well, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Yeah, and if you go into the Facebook group where I found this clip, it is on fire with Binghamtonians who are like, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Wrong. You mispronounce this, and as we know on Jeopardy, you mispronounce a question, or you mispronounce the answer, you're out. That you don't get it right.
That's like saying New York City.
Right. Like West Chorster.
Yeah.
Like, nah, dog. That's not what that is. So I commented in the Facebook group, in true Binghamton fashion, I wrote, she should have gotten this wrong. I'll fight anyone who thinks differently.
There you go. I hope that was from our official Facebook account as well.
That we've barely used. No, man. I gotta be honest with you. I went straight in with Jim Search's Facebook account and said, I will fight anyone who thinks differently that she should have gotten it right. And I should also mention Speedy Freaks and Rattlesnake Pizza. If you look at my Facebook account, the profile picture is a picture of me with a Wu-Tang bandana tied around my face.
Oh, I know this picture.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So in case you were, if you weren't sure if I'd be willing to fight anyone who thinks differently, that is the picture.
Sure.
So that is our first Upstate update, and now I have to move into the second, a little bit more somber.
Oh, this is our third.
I'm sorry, the third. Second for me, third altogether.
Again, we'll include all this in our Understanding Upstate Numbering Convention episode.
Sure.
Don't worry. We'll clear it all up there.
You'll be able to clear this out. It will not be too daunting for you to figure out the numeric system that we use here. So, as we proceed, in more somber news.
Oh, no.
Somber news is our penultimate Upstate update here. If you are from the Triple Cities 607 area, you know that the Denny's on the Vestal Parkway is a true institution. It is a landmark for SUNY students, Bearcats, townies alike. This was the spot to go to. I have so many stories. We could do We got a new episode topic. I'm serious. There's a lot.
Particular Denny's. I love it. I've heard of this. Denny's.
Yeah.
I've heard too.
Oh yeah.
I've heard too.
It's wild, man. I had a friend who, I'll get into that.
All right.
We'll
save it for another episode.
When we do an episode about the Denny's on the Vestal Parkway, because that will be, I'm telling you, I don't know what our numbers are going to look like for that one, but I bet you look at the geographic location, it's going to spike.
Yeah.
Because there are going to be a lot of great stories from there, right?
All right.
Has recently closed for good.
I mean, you hate to hear of any Denny's closing. That's where I stand.
In particular, this one. This was such an institution, man. In fact, I recently was there. I did a show in Binghamton at Stellar Human, and then on the way back, me and the good homie Chris Maestro and Dr. Plates and DJ Alias, they surprised me. They pulled up for the show. Incredible dudes for doing that. We stopped by that Denny's and got something to eat. So there was the last time I set foot in there. And I'm glad I at least got to do that before they closed. Rest in peace to that landmark as a true institution. And again, for you Speedy Freaks and Rattlesnake Pete's, especially in the 607 area, we got an episode about that particular Denny's.
Specific Denny's.
Yeah, and I'm going to put out, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put out a Facebook post and Instagram post.
Share your memories.
Share your memories. Do it. Yeah, we're going to do like in memory of episode.
A memoriam.
Yes. It's going to be fucking incredible. The streets are going to be on fire with it. So stay tuned for that, but I just want to say rest in peace to the Denny's on Vestal Parkway. Our podcast, Understanding Upstate. I want to speak on behalf of us. If that's okay, Rob?
That's all right.
Hey,
absolutely.
Our show wants to send our condolences to that institution, all the employees there. I hope you find suitable employment elsewhere. I know it won't be quite the same of throwing out drunk college kids. I once got into a dice game outside there. It's wild. Anyway. Yeah. So that is our penultimate Upstate update. And as we move into our final Upstate update, December 26th of this year, Jeopardy, coming on back to Jeopardy. I don't know if you know this, Rob.
I don't.
But in tribute to the god Rod Serling, had an entire category, Happy 100th Rod Serling.
Hell yeah.
They did a full category, and I'd love to read some of the questions or the answers real quick. If you know the answers, there you go. Listen, Speedy Freaks, Rattlesnake Pete's. If you know the answers, please go ahead and email us at understandingupstate@gmail.com, or you can comment. Whatever you want to do. Hit
also,
us up on Instagram.
Wherever you are, subway, car, out in a park, at a restaurant, listening to this, just shout the answers out loud. Just get them out there into the world. No one's going to think twice.
Yeah. Just let the world know. All right, so here's the first one. The Twilight Zone episode Mirror Image inspired the movie Us from this recipient of Ithaca College's Rod Serling Award. I'm gonna let y'all chime in with that. I know the answer. Yeah, I was gonna say y'all should know that one. Next, we've got Rod's series Night Gallery premiered in 1969 as a 3-part TV movie. One part directed by this college dropout, not yet 23.
I think we talked about this on our podcast about Rod Serling.
We sure did.
If you listen to that episode, easy.
Yep. Rod served on, I'm going to mispronounce this, Leyte and Luzon, then went to Antioch College on this bill. A war set story he wrote there was first published in 2024. Let us know.
Jim,
and finally,
I'm also going to say, pretty goddamn easy Jeopardy. They need to hire me. I could write way better questions.
Get in there.
What are we doing? Are we going from, I forget the dollar amounts. It's like 200 to
1,000, I think.
Are we going from lowest to highest right now? Or we don't know.
I don't have the dollar value for these, so I couldn't tell you.
Again, that will be included in our numerical review episode. There we go. Perfect.
You guys, you need it. You need that. Merry Christmas Eve. In a classic Twilight Zone, Art Carney loses his job as this uniquely let me take that from the top. Merry Christmas Eve. In a classic Twilight Zone, Art Carney loses his job as this uniquely popular American institution. Now, folks, I should also say, as timely as this is, we are recording this episode on New Year's Eve, which means that the Twilight Zone marathon is about to jump off. And if you know anything about, Rod Serling and this podcast, you know where one of the two of us is going to be parked on a couch. I'm locked in because this is the day I got my outfit. I got a Rod Serling t-shirt. I got a fucked up Hawaiian shirt and bucket hat to wear for this. Do it every year. It's going to be incredible.
Twilight Zone marathon, I think from stem to stern, right? Like, playing the whole...
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't know if they do the entire series, like all of the episodes, but I know that there's a good chunk of it. And yeah, it's going to be incredible. You're going to love it. So, lock in.
They might love it next year because this episode comes out.
Now they better time travel.
That's true.
You better go back in time. And
I think it's on Paramount Plus. Just get Paramount Plus and do your own marathon this weekend.
Yep.
If you missed
quit your
it.
job.
There you go.
Just don't go into work. Fuck it.
There you go.
You're good to go. You could even have yourself some Dinosaur BBQ, which
hey,
is what we're going to be talking about.
What a hell of a transition in about 20 minutes into the episode. That was our longest introduction.
Was. If you're still locked in,
yeah,
we salute you. Yeah. We salute you.
Let's talk about Dinosaur BBQ.
Let's go. Let's get it. All right, we're going to talk a little bit about the founder, John Stage. John Stage, the founder and owner of Dinosaur BBQ, began his career in cooking out on the open road. You love to hear it. In 1983, John and two partners started the business by cutting a 55-gallon drum in half to form a makeshift barbecue and hit the road, catering to motorcycle shows, fairs, and festivals up and down the East Coast.
I love that they started a business by cutting a 55-gallon drum in half.
Isn't that how all businesses start?
It's legally binding when you got into a steel drum.
How all empires truly start is
Sure.
by sawing that motherfucker right in half and saying, you know what, we're going on the road. We're doing some Easy Rider. We're just hitting the road, baby.
No more ribbon cuttings. I think I lambasted the It's a Wonderful Life festival for starting with a ribbon cutting. Had they started with a drum, 55-gallon drum cutting, it might be singing a different tune, you know?
You think I'd given them a little bit more edge?
Yeah.
Maybe appeal to a more younger crowd with a drum being cut in half?
Yes.
Just a thought out there, folks. In 1988, tired of the nomadic lifestyle, Stage decided to settle in Syracuse, New York, where he opened his first Dinosaur BBQ restaurant, The Foundation. In the following years, Stage expanded his empire with locations in Rochester, Manhattan, Troy, Newark, New Jersey, Brooklyn, and Buffalo. Huge.
Mm-hmm.
Dinosaur BBQ has gained a reputation far and wide for serving some of the best barbecue in the country with a vibrant and lively setting. I can attest to that.
Same.
Dinosaur BBQ's menu is firmly rooted in the traditions of Southern barbecue and influenced by flavors that give Dino BBQ's dishes their own distinctive character. And we should also add that the Genny cans are always dirt cheap.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever you want to go, let's say you got $10-15, you want to get a little buzz on, hit yourself up at a Dinosaur BBQ.
And if you don't know what Genny is, we got an episode all about Genesee.
Goddamn right.
Genesee,
Goddamn right.
Brewery? Genesee. Yeah, Genesee Brewery. Maybe I should re-listen to our episode.
Do some research.
Yeah.
That's one of our secrets of great barbecue, says Stage. Stay committed to tradition, but finding your own stamp and signature. Well put. John Stage has built Dinosaur BBQ into a nationally known brand that includes a catering division complete with mobile barbecue rigs. Dinosaur's line of award-winning barbecue sauces and rubs is available at Whole Foods. Additionally, Stage is the author of a successful cookbook, Dinosaur BBQ, An American Roadhouse, that has sold over 175,000 copies and voted Cookbook of the Year by the National Barbecue Association.
Well, all right.
So what we're trying to say is, folks, it's not amateur hour when you pull up on one of these joints. Now, we're going to give you a little bit of a timeline, all right? We're going to go from the beginning to roughly 2014, and away we go. 1983, Born on the Road, as we talked about a little bit earlier. It all started in 1983 when founder John Stage and his two partners came up with the idea to provide bikers high-quality food at the Harley Rendezvous, a massive motorcycle gathering near Albany, New York. Who knows how much crystal meth was there, baby?
Jesus Christ.
That's true. What are we talking about here, man?
Yeah.
Listen, you need some glass if you're going to be riding around this country, brother. They named their mobile concession stand Dinosaur after one of the partners, Dino, had a homage to a Hank Williams song. For 5 years, they traveled throughout the Northeast, serving up delicious barbecue at motorcycle shows, fairs, and festivals. Their mission to provide bikers with a plate of food that they truly deserved, and they believed that Dinosaur Productions could deliver just that.
Can you just imagine, sitting down at the kitchen table? It's like, I just got to figure out a way to feed these bikers. I just want to feed bikers.
Listen, man, he had his mission, he had his calling. He's like, these guys are up all night on glass and they got to fucking eat. We gotta get these guys some food.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's how Stage talked during that time.
Sure.
5 years later, 1988, the Syracuse location opens. After several years of traveling, the Dinosaur Productions, later changing their name to Dinosaur Concessions, became burned out from life on the road. In 1988, they decided to settle down and establish a quick service lunch and dinner barbecue joint in downtown Syracuse, New York. Which, if you haven't been to Syracuse, get in the car and get over there right now. 1990, Syracuse expands. In 1990, the restaurant underwent a significant expansion, tripling in size to accommodate a full bar, full-service dining, and live music.
Wow.
This expansion enabled the Dinosaur BBQ to become a popular destination for locals and tourists alike. Fast forward the tape. 1988. Rochester location opens. Overlooking the picturesque Genesee River at 99 Court Street, Dinosaur BBQ Rochester is located in the heart of Rochester in the former Lehigh Valley Railroad Station built in 1905. You think it ends there, but folks, they take the operation a little bit south.
Indeed.
I'll let Rob tell you all about what happened there.
So yeah, they set their sights on expanding outside of the upstate region, right? And the first non-upstate location is going to be in Harlem, New York City. And this comes from an article, New York Times, November 17th, 2004, just kind of talking about that beginning expansion. Here we go. By 7 p.m. on a recent evening at Dinosaur BBQ in Syracuse, the waiting list was more than 5 pages long.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Ed, party of 8, your table is ready, a waitress said into a microphone. When Ed failed to materialize, she returned to the microphone armed with attitude. Ed, I'm counting to 3. Get in here right now or you're eating a PB&J tonight.
Whoa. Yeah. Shots fired.
Yeah. Since 1990, diners in Syracuse have submitted gladly to such good-natured teasing from the Dinosaur staff in exchange for outsized plates of tender, slow-smoked ribs, chicken, beef, and lamb, cooked using indirect heat in one of 7 massive freestanding wood-fired pits on the premises. You don't get any cruder form of cooking, said John Stage, an owner. It's truly just wood, smoke, and meat. And,
there you go.
Hey, and bikers.
Don't forget that. We talked about that at length earlier, folks.
Mr. Stage and Mike Rotella, 2 of the owners, along with Larry and Nancy Luckwald, got their start in the business in 1983 as barbecue gypsies. They somehow don't mention the cutting of the steel drum. I don't like this article.
But we did.
It's true. After opening a branch in Rochester in 1998 and creating a line of packaged foods, Mr. Stage is spearheading the group's most ambitious project, Manhattan Outpost at the corner of 131st and 12th Avenue in West Harlem. Dinosaur, which serves as a greatest hits hybrid of the country's barbecue styles, is scheduled to open in a 7,500 square foot multi-level space on December 1st. We've always wanted to be in New York, said Mr. Stage, whose family once lived in Washington Heights before settling in the Syracuse area when he was 12. But we wanted to wait until the time and the place were right. He was a minor investor and major ally and a longtime friend and brother in pork, Tom Valenti of Aust and Seska, which I think are other restaurants, who helped him navigate the intricacies of restaurant ownership in the city. And of course, New Yorkers have demonstrated a passion for barbecue. I don't think it's possible to saturate the New York market in any category, and especially not barbecue, Mr. Stage said. Just look at how many Italian places there are in New York. And I'll say that is not the location they're currently in. So at some point a few years later, Columbia got on the scene and eminent domained a huge chunk of West Harlem. They offered Dinosaur BBQ an old tire shop under Morningside Drive. or the West Side Highway. I can't remember which one. And they took it because they knew they were not going to be able to negotiate with Columbia. So it's now currently at 125th, and has been there for, since at least a decade at this point.
I was going to say at least a decade because, I mean, I remember going to that one, and I remember having my fellow upstaters go nuts for that.
Yeah. It's I lived not too far from that Dinosaur BBQ when I first moved to the city back in 2011, and that was like, if we wanted a nice night out, you're going to Dinosaur, and you were waiting too. Like, it was, I don't think they do, or at least at the time, no reservations. It's a minimum 90-minute wait, no matter what.
Wow.
And we're also idiots. We're going with like a group of 8 people.
That's
and like,
yeah, that's a tough piece of a puzzle to fit in there, I feel like.
But it was, oh man. Yeah. I love it. Dinosaur BBQ is great. That location, I haven't been there in a while, but it was great. Probably still great. And we do the classic idiot thing. Well, it's a group of 8 people, but just split the bill evenly 8 ways. And we're all early 20-year-olds ordering like fucking lunatics. The bills were always astronomical.
Ay caramba.
Yeah. It was a lot.
That's a lot, man.
It's true. Well, let's jump back into the timeline here, Jim. How did things end up in the next decade for Dinosaur?
Well, as you had mentioned, they are situated on Riverside Drive, underneath the Riverside Drive Viaduct at 125th Street in West Harlem. And it occupies a 2-story brick building close to Harlem's famous Cotton Club nightclub.
I was just going to say, it's like next to the Cotton Club, basically.
Yep. The iconic institution, which, if this were a podcast dedicated to New York City, I'd love to talk about the Cotton Club.
Sure.
But, folks, you are tapped in. You are tapped in above the Metro North.
It's true.
So,
it's true.
Let's go. In 2010... the Troy location opens, overlooking the Hudson River. The building underwent a complete redesign before opening the Troy Dinosaur BBQ restaurant in the historic downtown district. And then, you think it ends there, folks. It does not. 3 years later, we jump back over the Hudson River, back to Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah, baby.
Built in 1941, 604 Union Street housed a motor freight company and later the Perfect Steel Rule Die Corporation before becoming the Brooklyn Dinosaur BBQ.
I'll tell you, when you step off the R train at Union Street and that fucking barbecue is wafting down into the subway station, it hurts. It hurts to walk out and know you're not eating that barbecue. That beautiful smoky brisket just billowing in down there some days, and it's cruel.
You close your eyes and you're in Syracuse.
It's true.
I'll tell you that. Or on the road with some maniac bikers at some sort of fight in a casino. That's again separate.
You know what? If you're going to run into maniac bikers in Brooklyn, there are some bars off 4th Ave and in Gowanus that they hang out at. So,
hell yeah.
It's, probably it's a pretty good location choice in Brooklyn.
Yo, man, there are motorcycle clubs all over New York, man, over the city. But again, folks, we're gonna take you in 2014. You know where we're gonna go? To Buffalo, New York.
Hell yeah.
Located in the heart of Buffalo's theater district, the Buffalo Dinosaur BBQ occupies a former vault that stores movies for the Universal International Pictures, 301 Franklin Street. All right. The upstate locations. As we have talked a little bit about, we're going to jump back in. The Syracuse location used to be the N&H Tavern and once housed a Cadillac dealership. And as we had mentioned before, the Rochester Restaurant in former Lehigh Valley Railroad Station overlooks the Genesee River. The Buffalo Restaurant is the former Universal Picture Film Vault Storage Unit. In late November 2006, the Syracuse location was affected by the norovirus and was closed for about a week until county health inspectors cleared it to reopen it.
Ooh.
Don't let that steer you away, though.
Yikes.
Everything worked out. Hundreds of customers and employees were affected. It is unclear how the virus materialized. Onondaga County health inspectors found no fault on the restaurant's part.
All right.
Absolved of all wrongdoing. Adam Richman, host of the Travel Channel's Man vs. Food, took the show to Syracuse, Season 3, Episode 13, on June 8th, 2010. Dinosaur BBQ was the first stop for Richman, who tried the restaurant's pork skit sandwich, which features half pound of each brisket and pulled pork. Oh my God, that is going to put you on a toilet. It was the first broadcast on the Travel Channel on September 1st, 2010. Dinosaur BBQ was always a staple at the New York State Fair. However, they were not present at the 2024 New York State Fair.
What happened?
Controversy.
What happened?
Who knows?
Jim, do you have a favorite? This is off script. Do you have a favorite Dinosaur BBQ order? What are you getting? When
You know what?
Dinosaur
I'm not. I'll be honest. I'm not too like. I don't have my go-to when I go there. I'm. You know, and I know that's. I feel like people have their their joints.
Sure.
I kind of stay pretty open. I like brisket. Across the board.
Yeah.
But like. Yeah, I'm pretty open to whatever they got. I know one thing: I'm not gonna leave on an empty stomach. I'll tell you that.
That's true. I generally go for the brisket. I think it's well. I'll say this: if I don't have plans after,
right,
I go for the brisket. if I have to do anything else after, I'm going. I'm looking at other items on the menu, but I feel like the brisket's a real standout among their offerings. But I'll also say this: I've never had a bad meal at a Dinosaur BBQ.
No, I haven't either. In fact, whenever I hang out with the good Minister Maestro over at Beer Wax, we do in fact go to Dinosaur BBQ.
Oh hell yeah!
Post hang.
There you go.
So there you have it.
All right.
Now,
well, we hinted at the tip of the iceberg for some controversy, and we're going to get into a tipping controversy now. You ready, Jim?
Hey.
A little clunky of a transition, but it works.
We got there.
Jeopardy, don't listen to this that one. I got better puns. I got better questions that I can craft for you. Anyway, tipping controversy. According to an article in the Times Union, a law firm alleged that Dinosaur BBQ cheated tipped workers out of their wages amongst other infractions. Fittipelli and Schaefer said it filed a class action lawsuit in the U.S. District Court for the Southern District of New York involving all 6 New York State Dinosaur BBQ locations, including the one that opened in Troy in 2010. Dinosaur has made tipped workers spend at least 20% of their time doing non-tippable work like rolling software or refilling condiments while still paying them the reduced hourly minimum wage that tipped employees typically receive, the law firm alleges in its suit.
Not cool.
No.
Not cool, Dino BBQ.
No. Also, the lawsuit claims Dinosaur did not pay time and a half for employees working past 40 hours a week, forced tip workers to pay a $10 fee to managers when receiving gratuities from pre-booked parties. That's
Get the fuck out of here.
And did not provide required extra pay to employees who worked more than 10 hours in a day, which unlawfully burden the collective rights of their employees under the Fair Labor Standards Act and the New York labor law, according to the law firm. And I found an article that has a lot of the same information, but it has some other information that'll kind of lead into some other things we're going to talk about here. And I'll also say I could not find how this lawsuit was resolved.
Right.
Don't know what happened. Maybe it was settled out of court. Who knows?
I hope you did right by your employees, Dinosaur BBQ.
Yeah.
I really hope you did.
Me too. All right, so let me just kind of pick up. So this is from Syracuse.com from March 29th, 2015, and just kind of jumping in the middle where it gives us some new information we haven't seen yet. Let's see. So the suit names Dinosaur Restaurants LLC, JLN Store Inc., which also known as Dino Store Inc., Soros Strategic Partners LP, and John Stage as defendants. That's because George Soros actually bought into Dinosaur BBQ and was the majority owner for a time, which we'll talk more about in a little bit, which is a weird turn of events. The lawsuit specifically focuses on the company's New York State restaurants, being Syracuse, Rochester, Buffalo, Troy, Harlem, and Brooklyn. Dinosaur also operates restaurants in Connecticut and New Jersey, with others under development in Chicago, which is expected to open next month, and Baltimore. It is attempting to open one in Indianapolis. I believe almost all of those locations have closed. I think even the Newark one has closed. Pretty much anything
outside of New York State
has closed. Stage could not be reached for comment. Stage founded the Dinosaur in 1988 with some biker buddies and investors after years of cooking for biker events. In 2008, a majority stake in the company was sold to a company controlled by billionaire financier George Soros. And late last year, it formed a back office partnership with a chain of barbecue restaurants in the South called Jim and Nick's. As is typical with class action lawsuits, the firm in this case is asking anyone who believes he or she was affected to contact them. Now, so again, the ownership has changed hands a little bit, and basically this was to finance expansion and also get not just finance, but obviously they're partnering with other barbecue chains and stuff. This was to try and get those other locations up and running, right. Out of the state. This next article is about kind of the dissolvement of those partnerships. Basically in 2018, so 10 years after the fact, Stage bought back Dinosaur BBQ, and this is from a really weird time capsule of an article from the Times Union called "Dinosaur BBQ Without a Side of Soros." Which again, George Soros being conservatives' favorite conspiracy theory focal point, shall we say. Okay, this is by Chris Churchill. Too many of us align our lives according to our Republican or Democratic tribes. Again, this is an article about barbecue.
Sure.
We've convinced ourselves the other side isn't just wrong on this issue or that, but it is downright evil. Politics.
What about both of them?
Politics has become about total warfare and visceral hatred. Buckle up, buddy. The next few years. Again, this is 2018. This is going to be a wild ride for Chris Churchill in the next few years.
Right.
At its worst, the mentality leads the deranged to shoot up a Republican congressional softball team or mail bombs to well-known Democrats, including Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, and George Soros. I was going to write about Soros even before all the explosive devices were received this week. That's because John Stage, the founder of Dinosaur BBQ, announced that he bought the company back from the Soros Strategic Partners. Evidently, bomb was mailed to George, or an explosive device was mailed to George Soros the same week this happened. Back to the article. Let's see. I am the controlling owner of Dinosaur, Stage told the Post-Standard in Syracuse. They were looking to exit, and they did not want to see this go to anyone else. Soros's majority ownership of Dinosaur was revealed in 2009 when the company asked for tax breaks for its planned Troy location. You can bet the revelation was an unhappy surprise for Harry Tutungian, the former mayor who worked to lure Dinosaur to the city. Tutungian is a Republican, and Soros has bankrolled many progressive causes, making him a lightning rod for outrage. He is also a billionaire. which made it more difficult for Tutunjian to argue convincingly that the restaurant should receive a taxpayer subsidy. It took a lot of lumps, Tutunjian said Wednesday. People said, why are we going to help him? In the end, Dinosaur got the tax breaks, of course, and opened it on the city's waterfront. It's no exaggeration to say the restaurant has been a smashing success. Its opening might have even been the turning point in downtown's remarkable rebirth. Tutunjian certainly sees it that way. Let me just see here. Yeah, to summarize, that's about halfway through the article. The rest of it is talking about the demonizing of George Soros and more weirdly mixing that in with barbecue.
What a wild turn.
Yeah.
Going from, some brisket to a billionaire. That should be the name of the
oh my
article.
God.
From brisket to a billionaire.
Get you on Jeopardy. Jesus. Oh my God. You know what? Get both of us on. We're going to be
about that?
We're going to be
How
the new
about that?
team. The new team behind Jeopardy questions. And it's only upstate questions too from here on.
Yep. I'm only doing that.
But yeah, it's and there were other articles too from some other like Syracuse publications that was like what is it, John Stage? Is that his name?
John Stage?
Yeah. John Stage foils George Soros. Like, okay.
Right.
I think it sounds like George Soros wanted out and he, John had the money to buy him out. Like, it was a very particular, different narratives being told depending on the publication. Jim, that brings us to our, I believe, our final part of this episode, and it comes in the form of a review from the New York Times again of when the Harlem location had originally opened, and I'm just going to get right into it because it's very damning. It's one of the more brutal reviews I think I've ever read. Again, it's New York Times, called "Syracuse Barbecue Rides into Harlem," by Kim Severson, from January 12th, 2005. Perhaps it is time to accept a simple truth. New York will never be a great barbecue town. Driving that axiom is a simple, irrefutable truth. Regional food tastes best in its region. Ever eat a Chicago-style hot dog in Seattle or a bagel in Salt Lake City? Take a Missouri. Take a Mission-style burrito out of San Francisco or Maryland blue crabs from the shoreline, and you're just asking for trouble.
Oh boy. Trouble.
Yeah,
You're asking for a fucking problem.
We got trouble. Still, the hopes of barbecue-loving New Yorkers, appetites whetted by Pearson's, Blue Smoke, and Daisy Mays. I've been to Blue Smoke. The barbecue wasn't that good, to be honest. Were lifted last month when the owners of the beloved Dinosaur BBQ of Syracuse turned a drafty former meatpacking house in West Harlem into their third outlet. Dinosaur was born when a group of bikers, again, really driving that home, began selling barbecue from a trailer in 1983. They opened the Syracuse Dinosaur 5 years later. The waitresses were bona fide biker chicks, and the barbecue, by all accounts, were the real deal. That success led to a line of packaged food, a cookbook, a bigger outpost in Rochester, and finally, Dinosaur in Harlem. The new place mixes whimsy and packaged outlaw culture to create what feels like a biker chain restaurant.
Ooh.
Yikes! John Stage and his partners banged battered license plates into the beams and hauled in wood from an old barn to cover the walls. The waiters used Harley-Davidson leather pouches to hold their tickets. And though the place opened only on December 1st, graffiti covers the bathroom walls, an attempt to approximate the blush-worthy text built up over the years in Syracuse. The problem is, much of the new stuff is as goofy as the loopy suburban high school script in which it is written. Some samples of the barbecue, some samples of the graffiti include "Barbecue rules" and "Rich white kids are lucky." Which is a curious one.
Which they are.
It's true.
Lucky.
It's
so lucky.
Very true. Much of the place reeks of barbecue Disney. Even the slogan that may fit in Syracuse, ribs so good, you'll slap your pappy, seems forced. But
that's silly. That's real silly.
It is. But there will be no pappy slapping in Harlem. What a sentence. At least when it comes to the food at Dinosaur. Rather than a heady combination of smoke, fat, and spice, the defining flavor profile is sweet. The cornbread, so dry it crumbles if you look at it wrong, is topped. Yeah.
Kim is pretty cold, man,
Yeah.
and I'm looking at her picture,
Yep.
and she also looks like a full-blown Karen,
Sure.
if I'm going to be honest.
Sure.
Although she does have, like, the short... she has the... I'm looking at her haircut right now, and it's, like, short on the sides, and it's, like, kind of tall on top, so it does look like the, like, typical Karen haircut.
Sure. Hey, it was 2005. We all had Karen haircuts then, Jim, right?
I don't know, man. I feel like that was pretty Karen specific.
Yeah.
But go on. Tell us more.
We digress. Let's see. And the dry cornbread is covered in a honey glaze. The baked beans ooze sugar. Even a bowl of chili, $6.95, topped with bland cheddar cheese and onions and served with tortilla chips as a dip, is more sweet than spicy. And then there's the sauce, which wets all the meat and is available in a bottle on the table. It tastes sweeter than Heinz ketchup. We know because we did a side-by-side comparison. A zippier version.
Damn, she brought a bottle of Heinz ketchup in when she did the fucking. Wow,
I'm sure it's on the table. You know, they got fries and stuff.
I like to think she brought in her own bottle because that's how she rolls.
You got to have a control, you know. You got when you're doing your scientific testing.
Clearly, she doesn't trust Dinosaur BBQ, so
That's
I
true.
wouldn't be surprised that she left. She said, "Hang on, I got to go to a grocery store, pick up a independent bottle of ketchup, bring it back here because I don't trust what's going on."
It's true. We'll get to it later, but I do believe she had some Syracuseans, or at the very least some upstaters, along with to verify her experience. So I'm just want to give that context. Zippier version Wango Tango habanero sauce is certainly hot, but heat is its only characteristic. The meat comes from big black computerized smoking pits and a back room, vented to high heaven and fueled with a mix of apple and hickory woods. But the mix of technology and wood isn't working. The Texas brisket, $13.50, tasted so much like deli sliced roast beef that the Texan in our group almost wept.
Oof.
On 2 visits, the pork ribs, $13.95, $17.95, or $20.95, were nearly void of pork flavor and so overcooked that the meat came clean off the bone in one chunk. Don't you want the meat to come off the bone?
Don't you want it to fall off the bone?
I'm no food critic, but that sounds good to me. A third visit last week brought a better version. A third visit! She went many times.
Listen, Kim, I feel like you're just why are you going back 3 times if this place is horrible?
So a third, due diligence, right? A third visit. Also, if you're on the New York Times payroll and they're paying for you to go to Dinosaur BBQ 3 times, I'm going 3 times. But a third visit last week brought a better version, greatly cheering 2 Syracuse University alums who lived on them in college. Okay, so again, we're working out some kinks here. Third time's the charm. In other ways, too, the expansion fell short of the legend. Oof. The thin, hand-cut fries lacked the personality and heft of the ones my colleague craved in Syracuse, and the smoked pulled pork shoulder in a sandwich was more chunked than pulled. That does sound like a Karen comment. Excuse me? My pulled pork is more chunky than pulley. And so dry that much of the bun, usually a great vehicle to soak up meat juices, had to be tossed aside to get to the meat. That's brutal. You hate to see a bun go to waste.
She is going in, man.
We're not even done yet, Jim. Barbecue like that really makes Dino's Old Bay and cayenne-laced drunken spicy shrimp boil shine. Okay. We did have a few good barbecue moments. On one visit, the pork shoulder satisfied, especially the parts that we could rescue from the sauce. God damn. The same can be said for the brined half chicken with its roasty skin and moist, dense meat that tasted of smoke and bird. The servers are as sweet as the sauce. They're so nice you can forgive them when they bring the sweet tea warm and the coffee cool. Okay, we don't need to talk about the servers like that. And there's a lot of space in the place, from the roomy bar with 23 beers on tap that seems custom-made for Columbia students to the big tables in the other half of the restaurant where a party of 12 can spread out. But it will take something short of a miracle to turn Dinosaur into New York's newest barbecue refuge, and that comforted my pal from Syracuse. Syracuse is known for three things: the ungodly amount of snow it gets, the Orangeman, and Dino BBQ, he said. It's kind of nice that it still gets to keep all three.
All right. I mean, that is a scathing review.
It is.
I'm not going to sit here and say it wasn't.
And again, we've talked a little bit about this location. It's stood the test of time. It'll have been here for 20 years. Wait, no. When did it open? It's been around literally 2000.
Yeah, 2004.
I think it was like December 1st. Yeah, it opened December 1st, 2004. It's for any restaurant in New York City to be open a decade, let alone 2
decades.
That says a lot. It sounds like
you can eat crow, Kim.
There you go. It sounds like Kim might want to eat crow instead of Dinosaur BBQ.
Right. Although she'd gone back 3 times, I'm just like, what are we doing here? What are you accomplishing here, Kim? Other than getting food on New York Times' dime and just talking shit about this restaurant. That's about what I've gathered from your adventures here.
Yeah,
Miss.
Yep. Well, Jim, that brings our episode to nearly to an end here. We just got a few things to wrap up. One, hey, if you like this episode, subscribe, rate, and review. Maybe give us a better review than Kim gave of Dinosaur BBQ. Let us know your answers to those Twilight Zone Jeopardy questions if you think.
And don't look them up either.
Yeah.
Don't cheat.
Yeah.
Play honestly.
Yeah. I think I could get 3 of 4. It's that last one.
Yeah.
I don't think. You know what? I'm going to watch some Twilight Zone today, and then maybe I'll be able to answer it.
Yeah.
There we go. But again, shoot us a 5-star rating, give us a positive review, throw in some recommendations for future episodes. Again, I think no one's actually taken us up on the episode suggestion in the review. Number 1, Speedy Freak, Adam, did throw us some at least one suggestion. But it wasn't in a review, so you could be the first to get in those reviews with a suggestion. Jim, do you have anything that while our Speedy Freaks are waiting for next week's episode, in addition to watching a shit ton of Twilight Zone, what are some other things they might be able to enjoy?
Oh, man. Here's what you're going to do. Let's say you cut open a 55-gallon drum, right? Mm-hmm. Because you and a couple of friends are like, man, these bikers have been riding all across this country. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They've been up for 4 days doing God knows what in God knows whatever town. Mm-hmm. And you're like, they need a slab of meat, right? And throw some coleslaw in there, whatever. You just want to keep them fed because you know what it's like to be on the road, brother. Well, they're also going to need some time to relax. You know what I mean? So they got their plate of barbecue. They need something to listen to. And I've got that for you. It's called Upstate Understandings. It's a comedy album. It is available on all digital streaming platforms. You can go to jimsearch.bandcamp.com to buy a physical copy of it. There is so much merch left. You got to go get some. It's the best way to step into the new year. Mm-hmm. So I'm highly going to suggest you do that. Go to jimsearchcomedy.com. Also, if you want to find my dates and things of that nature, if you are going to be in Rochester, New York on the 31st and 1st of February, I am going to be hosting at the Carlson Comedy Club. That's right, baby. So pull on up there. I'll be running around the streets of Rochester on the 30th of January. So any of the Rochester homies out there, hit me up. We can go get a garbage plate together. Who knows? The world is ours. Hit me up. I'll be in those streets. That is what I got for you. And of course, you can follow me on Instagram at Jim Search, and be sure to follow our page as well, Understanding Upstate, on the Instagrams as well. Rob, they have purchased the album. They bought tickets to the Carlson Comedy Club. They're very excited, but they still have some more discretionary income because, I don't know, maybe they're related to George Soros and got all the money in the world, but they just keep spending it. Do you have anywhere else they could spend their money? Where can they do it?
Yeah, so let's just say you pulled up to the Syracuse Dinosaur BBQ with your party of 8, and you've just learned the wait list is 8 pages long. You put your name down. You got some time to kill. You're going to go grab my album, New York Sticky, available at brooklynfrequency.bandcamp.com. And you're going to have to listen to it a few times. The wait is going to be several hours long. But it's the album that just keeps on giving and giving. You and all your friends are going to enjoy it. Time's going to fly by. And before you know it, you're going to be sitting at your big-ass table eating some goddamn brisket. So go grab my album. It's a lovely instrumental album inspired by disco, go-go, boogie, you name it, and funk as well. So go check that out. It's a great little album. It's not even a little album. It's like a full ass hour. It's like it would be a double LP if I pressed that thing.
I agree. I have purchased it and I enjoy it. I listened to it when I went to the beach and found it to be a delightful beach hang. But you know what? It also plays in all weather. In all weather. Yeah, plays in all weather.
Weatherized. It's a weatherized album.
Yeah. You're gonna love every minute of it. Trust and believe that.
It's true.
You know what I mean,
Jim?
So
speaking about trust and believing, I trust that and believe we have a topic for next week. Do you have a hint?
Oh man,
for our speedy freaks as to what that might be?
Sure. Yeah, we'll be kicking the real facsimiles next week. I promise you that. Yeah, that's huge. I just thought of that off the top of my head.
I like it. Well, copy that, Jim.
Yeah.
I don't always throw one in, but I felt
it was there.
It
was there.
I felt it felt right in the moment. Also, Jim, we're really kicking off the new year in style here. I actually thought up of a closing transition beforehand today.
Hell yeah.
Which, maybe that should be my New Year's resolution, to actually remember to do that part of prep. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't. But Jim, I just have one thing to say to you to close out today's episode. Are you ready?
I do. I'm ready.
Order up! I really hope that it didn't spike the microphone. Also, I'm so sorry to all my neighbors.
No, they should be listening.
That's true.
They heard it here, and they're going to hear it again.
That's true. See ya.
Bye-bye. Understanding Upstate is a podcast hosted by Jim Search and Rob Adler, edited by Rob Adler, and music from Regal Monk.